Hey guys, how's it going? This is week 4 of the Shoestring Congress. It was Neil's turn to pick a topic this week. And yeah, this is gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be an interesting week, I think. This is one of those topics that people feel so strongly about that it changes the way that you look at them when they talk about it, and it sometimes changes the way that they look at you. Yeah. So this week, Neil picked the topic of abortion. He's clearly very passionate about how he feels about the topic. I have. Ugh. I agree with a lot of the things he's saying, but for me, as a woman, I am pro-choice. And now, in saying pro-choice, it doesn't mean that I think, everybody should go out and get an abortion, fuck babies, all this. For me personally, I think every woman should have the right to choose whether or not she keeps her child. For me personally, I've never had an abortion. I've never had a pregnancy scare. I'm always really careful. I don't sleep around or anything. And for me personally, I hope that it never comes to the point where I have to have an abortion, but I don't really want children at all. So I'm always just really careful, because that's my main thing is I don't want to have an abortion. But I am pro-choice. So Neil, I have a little thing, just jotting down some of the things that Neil had mentioned. And he was saying providing birth control or condoms for free or at a lower cost. And I do think that is a good idea, but I think a lot of the time people don't use it anyway, and it's not really about having those things provided for free or at a lower cost, because people just don't care. Him saying that he doesn't think that abortion should be covered under the government, under healthcare or whatever, I completely agree with that. I think that the fact that they are covered makes it more of an option. I don't know. I think that if people would I think that if people considered the cost, not just of taking a life, but the actual cost of having to pay for an abortion, they would think twice before skipping any kind of contraceptive. So I think but then again, there's so many different ways to look at this, because you could be okay, take away the cost of or make sorry, take having the cost of an abortion, there's no cost, whatever. If you give it a cost, there are certain situations where you don't know what's happened. Even for me, if I'm careful, I could have an accident. People who are rape victims or sexually abused, they're not going to want to really keep that, but then, they may not have the money to pay for an abortion. So, I do understand why they are free, but I don't know, there's just a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I feel as a woman, they should have the right to choose whether or not they are going to keep the baby, because a guy can say, oh, don't get rid of the baby, blah, 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 but half the time, one, the guy is not going to be carrying the baby for 9 months. 2, the guy doesn't have to stick around. It's not Neil's a good guy. I'm sure, I don't know Dave, but I'm sure he's a good guy. Robin's a good guy. I don't think, any of them would ditch a girl who is pregnant, but that happens a lot. And a lot of the time, raising a child by yourself is a massive cost. It's a huge financial decision to have a child. And, if it's, something happened and it's an accident, they can't get an abortion, it could destroy their life. But Neil was also talking about like 16 and pregnant. I think bullshit shows like that shouldn't even be shown on TV. Like that is absolutely disgusting showing that. Like that just shows like it's okay to be that young and in that situation. And I think instead of showing shit like that on TV, like show them how that's stupid. People like watch that as entertainment. I think that's retarded. If you're watching that show, I think you're a fucking idiot. Because like you're literally encouraging that kind of behavior in people, and I just think it's stupid. But yeah. I don't know. This is like a tough topic. Neil seemed really sad at the end, which made me like, ugh. But yeah. I think so, like, to sum up everything I said, I'm pro-choice. I'm not, like, getting pro-abortion, though. Like, I do think that people need to consider everything before having sex, even though, like, sex is a part of life. Everybody, it's fun, feels good, it has health benefits, but people need to really, like, take into consideration things that can happen as a result, like pregnancy. And if maybe like abortions weren't made so easily accessible and available for free, people would think twice, maybe be more cautious. But I don't think any man should have the right to say you have to keep, like, not you have to, like Neil wasn't saying you have to keep this baby because he's like pro-life. He wouldn't say that. He said he wouldn't say that. But it's like that kind of pressure being put on someone, and like a baby's just, you have to be prepared for that. That's a huge, huge life decision that changes your life completely. So I think that people should have the choice. And I don't know. Like, if I was put in that position, I don't know what I'd do. And I hope I never have to be in that position. And, like, there are other options to, there are other options instead of abortions. But even then, like, if you have the baby, there's adoption. But, like, your body is never going to recover from that. Like, if you're however old you are, like, your body's just not going to recover from that. And, like, you could regret the decision to give up the baby for adoption, but then again, you could regret the abortion as well. But I think it's a lot easier not having to, like, see a baby, like a physical thing coming out of you, like, being part of you for 9 months. It's easier probably to just get rid of it right at the start, but I don't know. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. I know. This is like, it's just one of those topics. Yeah, this is gonna be an intense week, but I hope that we can all come out of it still respecting one another and being okay with the things that each of us are talking about, because this is just, it's one of those topics. But, like, we have another girl now, but none of those guys are gonna have to carry a baby for 9 months. And, like, yeah, I'm done. Yeah.